Psalm 51, the psalm that is given a subtitle. This is one of those that's actually in the text itself. It's not added by the translators. It notes this is a song or a poem or a prayer that David wrote or attributed to David after he was confronted by the prophet Nathan about the rape of Bathsheba and the murder of Uriah. Have mercy on me, O God, according to your steadfast love. According to your abundant mercy, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. For I know my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. And against you, you alone have I sinned and done what is evil in your sight, so that you are justified in your sentence and blameless when you pass judgment. Indeed, I was born guilty, a sinner when my mother conceived me. You desire truth in the inward being, therefore teach me wisdom in my secret heart. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness. Let the bones you have crushed rejoice. Hide your face from my sins and blot out my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and sustain in me a willing spirit. And then I will teach transgressors your ways, and sinners will return to you. Deliver me from bloodshed, O God of my salvation, and my tongue will sing of your deliverance. O Lord, open my lips, and my mouth will declare your praise, for you have no delight in sacrifice. If I were to give a burnt offering, you would not be pleased. The sacrifice acceptable to God is a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O God, you will not despise. Do good to Zion in your good pleasure. Rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, and then you will delight in right sacrifices, in burnt offerings and whole burnt offerings. Then bulls will be offered on your altar. I've heard this psalm used in so many different contexts of worship and singing and song and prayer. Create in me a clean heart, O God. Create a new spirit within me. And on one level, this psalm is a beautiful psalm of confession to God. It is. I mean, it's cleansed me wholly and completely. It's a recognition of sin and brokenness. It's a pledge for something new. And that is a big part of what confession is to be, is not just an acknowledgement, yeah, I messed up, but God, change me, transform me, renew me, make me whole again. But there's another part of confession, and that is to the one who was hurt. Nowhere in the story of David and Bathsheba and Uriah is there a point where it seems, or at least that we have recounted, that David apologizes and seeks forgiveness or confesses to Bathsheba, or to the son that he fathers, or somehow to Uriah. That's the other part of confession. In one sense, it's easy to confess to God, but to confess and seek the forgiveness of those we've hurt, that is a whole nother story. It's one of the things when we went through the 12 steps in worship, first part of this year, that struck me was how much of it was focused on being open and vulnerable and honest and real with others. To open ourselves up to others who can help keep us accountable, but also to seek to make amends with those whom we have hurt. That isn't always possible for a variety of reasons. But when we hear a psalm like this, it is tempting for us to feel like the only thing that needs to happen in confession is giving it to God. And that is absolutely a huge part of it. But there is much more. To remember the Bathshebas, the Uriahs, and others. That we may be able to fully say, create in me a clean heart, O God. And not only renew a right spirit in me, but may you also work to renew a right spirit in those who have been hurted, those who have been hurt and wounded. Grace and peace be with you this day.